Hello people of the web and welcome back to Creators Thoughts. Games are constantly being released. Just looking at Steam, there are between 30 and 40 releases every day. Some are international releases, some DLC, some soundtracks. How many of these releases are full games that are relevant to you is a matter of perspective and taste. Looking at the last week, I can see about a dozen games that I'd be interested in playing. I can't play and complete 12 games in a week, even if I stopped pausing my progress to make tea, which I'm never going to do, by the way. If I played games full time, I wouldn't be able to keep up, so it's important to decide what games make the cut, and it's something that all players have to do. What I do on stream is a part of the process for my viewers. Seeing the games that I play helps my community to decide if a game is of interest to them. But there are many other tools to utilize before deciding to commit to a game. Watching trailers, reading reviews, guidance from friends on whether a game is a good fit. And the final tool I want to mention is demos. And that's the topic of the episode. I think this is the furthest I've got into a podcast without mentioning the specific topic. Next time, let's aim for 10 minutes of ramble before getting on with it. Records are made to be broken after all. Maybe not that record though. Demos are excellent because they allow you a far more in-depth feel for a game than reviews or let's plays can. Although I will always encourage people to utilize as many tools as they can to determine if a game is for them. No one wants to realize after buying a game that there are game-breaking bugs in the game just after the demo ends, or that the full 40 hours of story they were promised is actually 10 hours of story and 30 hours of just grind. As a content creator, I am often approached to showcase a game before it's released. Sometimes this involves early access to the entire game. Other times, it may be up to a fixed point in the game because it's incomplete. There is a lot of benefit in me getting to play a game before release for both me and the publisher. A game that isn't out yet will inevitably have people keen to learn about the game who haven't got access, making viewing my video or stream appealing to them. It's also beneficial to the publisher because it helps to raise awareness of the game. During early access, publishers also have more availability to answer questions from me and will help signal boost my activities. Helping to get people to my content allows their game to be seen more and potentially turn curious gamers into wishlisters. Hang on a minute, the title of the episode is My Struggle with Demos, and so far it's been all good. I think demos are great, but there are struggles that come with them too. When I have early access, I can thoroughly enjoy a game, and then it ends at a point where I was most invested in the story and keen to continue, and then I have to park it until full release, which may be months away. If I decide to play the game upon full release, I have two options. Either I continue the game from where I left off, or I start afresh. Continuing can be hard when it's been weeks or even months since I played the demo. My memory isn't great at the best of times. I should do a podcast episode on that. But a game that I parked and have started several games since, little to no hope. So obviously, I should just start over. I don't find a lot of time to play games, and the free time I can find is when I stream. So if I start over, I either replay the beginning of the story, effectively the same content as I did a couple of months ago, again, which is hardly peak entertainment, or I play it offline. To find time to do so would need me to cancel the stream, which is arguably even worse than replaying. Some games can be interrupted without significantly impacting the enjoyment. A good example of this might be Fall Guys or Stampede or Power Wash Simulator. While it is exciting to get early access to a game demo, I find that my overall enjoyment of the game is greater when I can play it at the pace that feels natural to me. Sometimes it's worth the sacrifice in order to get to cover the game in question or work with a brand I like. But when it's a more story-focused game, or one with a playstyle or techniques that take practice, that impacts my likelihood of accepting access to the early demo. Poor Zach having to suffer the pain of early access to exciting games, right? This isn't a boo-hoo story, but just talking about some of the downsides to playing an early demo of a game. Question this episode: do you play demos, and why? Is it to get an early taste of something you're already in love with, or is it to test whether you enjoy the game? Thank you for listening. Bye-bye now.